Welcome to my channel, and I'm back with you once again with another video of Microsoft Flight Simulator 24. Nowadays I'm exploring the Flybywire Airbus A320 Neo, and in this regard I'm planning to make a series of videos of this plane so that I can just break down all the information related to a flight into different videos, which will make it easy for you to look for a specific information on my channel. Before this, I've uploaded a video in which I've covered a complete flight with this plane, and then there is another video in which I've covered how to configure Thrust Master TCA quadrant for this plane. Now in this video, I will show you how to configure the EFB and the MCDU of this plane. EFB is the electronic flight bag, which is the tab over here, and MCDU is this one, which is the multifunction control and display unit. It interacts with the flight management and guidance system. Every time when I'm making a video, I'm making it for the beginner, so that's why I just try to keep things really simple and to the point. And when I'm making a video, I'm keeping this thing in my mind that the beginners will be watching it with little or no experience of the flight simulator. So that's why I just try to explain everything. I'm going to divide this video into 4 different parts. In the first part, I will talk about the settings of the electronic flight bag for the EFB and for this plane. Then I will take you to Simbrief, and I will show you how to make a flight plan in Simbrief, and then how to configure the EFB for the flight and how to carry out the ground services. And then in the last, I will show you how to configure the MCDU. So let's press Shift 0, and you will get the view of this EFB. When you start the plane, this is actually black. You have to click it to turn it on. So let's go to the settings. So I will just try to take you through the necessary settings, not all the settings, because then it's going to take a lot of time. So first of all, let's go to this option, aircraft options, and you have this thrust reduction height. This is an altitude at which you reduce the thrust after the takeoff. So for the takeoff, the thrust levers are either kept at this position, which is flex to them over here, or over here, which is take off and go around, toga. So after this altitude, you move the thrust levers to this position. So you have to set this altitude. By default, it's 1500. You can reduce it. Then this is the acceleration height. This is the height at which the plane actually transitions from the initial climb to the normal climb mode. Over here, the speed of the plane increases, the vertical speed decreases, and you start retracting the flaps. Then this is the engine out acceleration height, which is again 1500. And then you have the units, the barometric pressure units for the second instrument. So this is the second instrument over here, and you can see the barometric pressure is shown over here, both in both the units, hectopascals and inches of mercury. So you can either select hectopascals or you can select hectopascals and inches in mercury. This is the one, if you are really new to this concept, then this is hectopascals HP and this is inches of mercury, because it depends on different regions. Then second instrument metric altitude. If you are not flying in US, then you can just keep it like this, otherwise you can just turn it on. Then the passenger signs, no smoking, or you want to change it to no portable device. I think it makes more sense because nowadays there is no smoking allowed in the planes. This is actually for the VHF communication. The spacing of the channels, usually it's 25 kilohertz, but if you're flying in a congested space, then the spacing is reduced. Otherwise, by default, it's 25 kilohertz. And flight management guidance system, FMGC, lat long waypoint format. So this is what you can change. Although I will make a video in which I will show you how you can enter the longitude and latitude in the MCDU. The weight units, I use kgs, but you can just change it. Then this is basically the satellite communication with the ATC, if you want to turn it on. Otherwise, you can just keep it like this. And automatic callouts at different altitudes. So at 2500 feet, you'll hear a call out. And then at 1400, you can just like change the settings, and you can even reset them. That's it. Let's go back and go to the sim options over here. Default barometric unit auto. So wherever the plane is, the barometric pressure will be selected. Right now, I think it's hectopascals, and you can change it. Sync MSFS flight plan. You can just keep it like this because you are importing the flight plan from Simbrief, so you can just keep it over here. Now this is actually for the Simbrief, so I'm going to skip this because you can then use the MCDU of this plane on some other device. So I will try to make another video in which I will show you how you can use the MCDU of this plane on some other portable device, your mobile or your tab. And that's it. Wheel chocks, they're on, safety cones on. Now for the throttle latents calibrate, I have uploaded a video in which I have shown you how to calibrate the controllers. If you don't know how to calibrate the controllers, then you can just go and watch that video. So let's go back and now go to this setting, realism. So ADIR's align time, this is Air Data Inertial Reference System. This actually provides the GPS coordinates to the flight management guidance system. So it has different settings. Right now you will see that nothing is shown over here on the prime flight display and on the navigation display, because I have to move these three knobs to nav. This is basically ADIRs, you can also call it. And you have to go in this sequence. You have to set it to nav 1, 2 and then 3. Now this will take some time. If it is set to real, let's see what time is being shown over here. 7 minutes, more than 7 minutes. Now 6 minutes. And if you keep it at fast, it will take like 2 to 3 minutes, and over here it will be done instantly. So this is the display management computer self-test time. Real, it will take like 40 to 50 seconds. So you can just like even keep it in, at this setting instant, and once the plane is on, up and running, the screens will be available. Boarding time instant. If you want to wait, then you can change it. Autofill checklist, you have a checklist over here. This is the one. So it's really handy. So no need to change this option. Yeah, as you can see, it's mentioned over here, unrealistic. Separate tiller from rudder inputs. Now over here, you have this controller, which is the tiller. This actually moves the nose wheel during the taxi. And for the takeoff, it's disconnected. If you are flying the FS Labs Airbus A320, then you can connect and disconnect it. So that's it. So right now with this setting, separate tiller from rudder. If you have a separate controller like this for the tiller, then you can just turn it on, otherwise keep it off. I have the similar stick, the Airbus edition by Thrustmaster, and once I move it, I can move the tiller. So the rudder controller actually also moves. You can see both the rudder paddles are moving and plus the tiller is also moving. So you will be able to move the plane. Keep it like this. And MCDU keyboard input, unrealistic. If you want to turn it on, then you can just like use your keyboard to give inputs to the MCDU. Just keep it off. And sync EFS and audio controls between captain and FO. So if you'll make any change over here, this is actually electronic flight instrument system, but I think it's synced. See, it's synced already. And if I turn it on, then it should be separate. Anyhow, you can just ignore the setting. Actually, this plane is not for the MSFS 2024. So that's why there are few things which will not work. Show pilot avatar, just keep it off, and show first officer avatar. Can we see it? Let's turn it on and let's see. Oh, he's there. Great. And it's a bit scary, especially if you're flying in the night and you're wearing VR. I remember getting scared one time. Anyhow, top of descent pause, unrealistic, the simulation will pause. So you can just leave it as well. And now the third party options, you have the Navigraph account. You can link your Navigraph account with this plane, and then you can have access to the charts. You can just go over here and get all the charts. You will see a QR code. You can scan it and with your mobile, and you can log in. And plus over here you can give your Simbrief user ID, and this EFB will be connected with the Simbrief. Now automatically import Simbrief data. You can keep it like this. Otherwise, if you turn it on, then you don't have to click this option. That's it. Now this is actually for the GSX Pro ground services. If you have the software, then you can turn it on. Then the fueling and the boarding will be carried out by the GSX Pro. I have this plugin, but I have disabled it because mostly the people are not using it. But however, if you are using it, then I will make a separate video and I will show you how you can carry out the ground services with the GSX Pro. So let's go back and you can leave this audio settings. That's it. This is actually the ATC menu. So when I'll make a video for the ATC, then I will just take you through all these settings. And then there are some settings for the flypad. This is actually known as the flypad. This EFB. It's a home button works? No, it doesn't. So you can change the language of it. And then there is an on-screen keyboard. You can also use this one. It's useful if you're using VR and automatically show on-screen keyboard. So if you were just going to type something, then automatically the keyboard will show up. So if you're using VR, then it's really useful. Auto brightness, it's on, and battery life is simulated right now. It's 100% and show status bar flight progress indicator. It's on. You will see the progress of the flight over here, and show colored raw meta. So this is the weather information. You can just see the weather information over here. That's it. And time displayed UTC local and UTC and local. So you can just select this option. You will see the UTC, which is this one, and the local time. Right now it's not 7:44. I'm in Riyadh right now and it's 8 o'clock. Anyhow, maybe I have to restart it. And then the theme, blue, dark, and light. So just keep it like this. That's it. So these were the settings of the EFB. Now I will take you to Simbrief and I will show you how to make a flight plan over there. Now this is Simbrief, and you can make the flight plan over here, and you can just create your account and make the flight plan free of cost. But there is one thing, that for the ARAC cycle, which is a database for all the information about the airports, the departure procedures, the arrival procedures, and plus the airways and the waypoints, it has to be updated. And for this, you should have a Navigraph subscription. So you can maybe just get one-time Navigraph subscription, and then you can just cancel it, and maybe this ARAC cycle remains, I think, for like 6-7 months, 8 months. I don't know how frequently it changes, but it's good for like 6-7 months if you just get the subscription for 1 month. This is something that you can do. Okay, so over here you can make a flight plan, and for the departure airport you have to enter the ICAO code over here. If you don't know the ICAO code, you can simply click this icon and you can search for the airport. So let's say I'm at Riyadh airport, which is King Khalid International Airport. So I can just select this and the ICAO code will appear. And for Qatar, it's OTHH, which is Hamad International Airport. Now let's select the aircraft type. It's A320 Neo by Flybywire. So select this option, and then you have Flybywire option. You also have the enables and by Tolis as well, but for X-Plane 11. So let's select Flybywire. That's it. Now you can see there is this cost index appearing. This is actually a number which determines the rate of fuel burn. So if using a small number, the range of the plane increases, less fuel is burned, but the plane goes at a slower speed. And if you use a high number, the speed increases, more fuel is burned, and the plane goes at a higher speed. So you can delete this and you will get an auto cost index. So this flight plan will be calculating the cost index automatically. You can keep it like this. I'm always using it. Initially I used to set it, but anyhow, as I'm not paying from my pocket, so I don't care about the fuel. That's it. Now this is the ARAC cycle. It's valid till 3rd of September. Then you have the units. You can change it to pounds, or you can keep it like this, kilograms. And flight rules IFR. That's it. The schedule block time is 1 hour and 25 minutes for this flight. The runways are selected for the departure and for the arrival based on the current weather situation. And you can just change the runway if you want, but just keep it like this. And if you click this icon, you can get the weather information, and that's it. Now altitude, again, you can keep it at auto, and the Simbrief will automatically select the altitude for you. Passengers, I always take full passengers. Freight, let's keep it at auto. Payload, auto. And zero fuel weight, auto. That's it. Now for the fuel planning, you can select reserve fuel, extra fuel. I always carry like 40 to 45 minutes of extra fuel, so you can select it, and that's it. Now you have the flight plan. You can change it over here. Different suggestions are being shown. but no need to change it. Just select the first one that you get, and this is the flight plan. It has 4 parts. One is the SID, another one is the star, and then you have waypoints and airways. The first point is a SID, which is known as the standard instrument departure. It is actually a procedure to depart from an airport. And this is star, which is standard terminal arrival, and it is a procedure to arrive at an airport. In between you have waypoints and airways. So anything appearing in alphabetical value is a waypoint, and alphanumeric is an airway. So Ladna is a waypoint and N318 is an airway. And if you click this icon, you can also see the airways. So you can see the plane is following different airways. That's it. So let me just give you a little bit of introduction of the SID and the star. So let's say you have the first point Altav, which is over here, and the rest of the points are not there in the flight plan. So they're actually part of the SID, which is standard instrument departure. So when you will select the SID, these points will be automatically selected by the MCDU. Similarly, for the star, you have the last point, which is Haya, and where it is over here. And the rest of the points, they are basically part of the star, which is standard terminal arrival. It not only has the SID and the star, not only have the waypoints, but also the speed and the altitude constraints for the departure and for the arrival, if there are any. And that's it. Now the flight plan is ready. It's really quick and simple. You can import this flight plan in the EFB, but for this you have to generate it. So let's generate the flight plan, and that's it. Now the flight plan is there. Let's go to the plane and configure the EFB. Now I'm in the plane, so let's press Shift 0 and get the flight plan in the EFB. So let's import the flight data. Now you can see the departure and the arrival is there, and you also have the weather information and plus the flight plan. Now this is the operational flight plan. Yeah, you can see the block fuel is mentioned over here, and you have the departure and the arrival, the cruising altitude. So there are just a few basic things that you should know. And if you go below, you will see the routing, the complete route, and that's it. So I will use this information to configure the MCDU. If you don't know how to read this operational flight plan, then there is a briefing on the Simbrief website, and if you go and go through that tutorial, you will know how to read this operational flight plan. But for this video, I will just take you through the basics. Now over here you can carry out the ground services. So this is the option for the ground services. Actually, I cannot connect the jet, although I can connect the jet bridge, but it's not connected properly because I'm using GSX Pro, as I told you before. So that's why there is always a gap. So I have to do it from the GSX Pro. So let's say if I open GSX Pro, and now you will see that it's getting properly connected. But if you have not installed GSX Pro, then it will be properly connected and the door has opened. That's it. Now you can call the fuel truck, and you can call the baggage truck, catering truck, and if you want to remove the wheel chocks and safety cones, you can just click this option. And the ground power unit is already connected. So if I click baggage and catering, you will see that the doors will automatically open, and now the ground services will start. That's it. Now over here you can set the fuel. So you can import the fuel. Again, already it's there. Now for the refuel time, you can keep it at real. It will just take 5 minutes, fast 1 minute, and instant. It will be done instantly. So click this option, and now the fueling is there, complete. And now for the payload, again you have the payload. So if you set it to real, it will take 15 minutes, and fast 3 minutes 54 seconds, and instant, it will be carried out instantly. So if I click this, you can see the boarding is now complete. You have all the passengers in the plane, and that's it. So planned passenger 174 and current 174. This is the cargo, and this is the zero fuel weight of the plane. The weight of the plane with the passengers and the cargo, but without the fuel. That's it. Fuel is here. That's it. So this is what's required right now. Now let's go to the MCDU and let's configure it. So this is the MCDU, which is the multifunction controller display unit, and you can interact with the FMGS of this plane. Now there is a flow for this configuration. This flow is known as diffs RIP, data, initialization A or initialization alpha, then flight plan, secondary flight plan, RAD-nav, initialization B, and then performance. So let's start with the data. So over here you can just look at the different information. Let's say if I go to this screen, you will see the engine type and plus the ARAC cycle of this plane. That's it. And if you see any warnings or messages over here, you can just clear it by pressing this clear button. And you can also adjust the brightness of the MCDU. Now let's go to the initialization page. Over here you can see this option, init request. So just request the initialization and you will get all the information over here. It's in progress. It will take some time. And that's it. So the departure and the arrival is there, and the flight number is automatically selected. If you want to change it, let's say if I keep it at AA123. Oh, I cannot change it. You have to keep it in the Simbrief. Oh, it's there. It changed. Good. So cost index was auto, and I don't know. This thing happens, so kindly excuse me for that. And the cruising altitude is 29,000 feet. For the iris, now you can see this iris alignment is now complete. So iris 1, iris 2, and 3, they all have the signals and they are aligned. The GPS coordinates are there, so that's good. And if you want to get the information for the wind for this trip, so you can just like request this information, and you can see that at different flight levels, the wind and its direction and magnitude is given at different flight levels. This is basically flight level 180 is 18,000 feet. And then you have for the climb and cruise, and for the descent, and that's it. So let's go back. So after this, you have to configure the flight plan. So for the flight plan, right now you can see this flight plan is there after LTAF. If I just take you to the screen. Now actually I'm not going to use shift 0 and 5 just because I will be switching between the EFB and the MCDU, so that's why I'll just keep it like this. So right now you can see that only this part is updated. So you have to select the SID, the runway for the departure, and the arrival, and the star. So the SID is LTAF 1D, and the runway is 33 right. So click this first left soft key in front of the Riyadh International Airport departure. It is 33 right and LTAF 1D. So it's this runway 33 right and LTAF 1D. Select this and insert. It's there. And now click this option, destination, the last left soft key, arrivals, and now you will get the arrival runway, which is 16 right for Hamad International Airport. So let's select 16 right. ILS 16 right, yeah. And the star is Haya 1P, which is over here. Let's select it, and that's it. And plus it's asking for wires. You can select a wire, Gold C, or you can just ignore it and insert. Now if you go through the flight plan, you will see everything is there, and all the missing waypoints are also now there. Just want to show you something. There will be a discontinuity in this flight plan, and it's over here. So this is the only reason I select Qatar, especially for my videos, because this flight plan always have a discontinuity. So if I go to this option plan, you can just go through the flight plan. Let me change this view. You can zoom in and zoom out by using this knob. And now you can see the flight plan is there. And it's all good. But you will see there's a discontinuity, and the reason, this approach is actually flown using the vectors given by the ATC. So that's why there is always a discontinuity. So even if you're flying anywhere in the world and you see a discontinuity, you can either delete it or you can just like fly this discontinuity. I've got videos on my channel, but for other planes, you can just go and watch it and you will know how to fly this approach. Otherwise, you can delete it. Now, in order to delete it, you have to first of all delete this manual point. So if you want to clear it, the flight plan discontinuity, it will say not allowed because you have to delete the manual first. So let's clear this passage again. Clear it and then clear. First delete the manual and then clear and then delete the discontinuity, and now this will be a connected line, and now you will be able to fly this approach without any rocket science. That's a good one. And then in this flight plan, you also have few points which are actually related to the missed approach. Now, let's go back to the MCDU. Let me just adjust the view. Now, this is the secondary flight plan. It is not working for this plane, so you can just ignore it. And then for RadNav, if you want to enter the VOR frequency, which is very high frequency omnidirection radio range, then you can enter this information over here. Plus, it also has the information for the ILS. Now, initialization B, just press this button in it, initialization, and you can see these two arrows. It means there are more pages, and you can just scroll through these pages. So you have this page init B. This is actually filled when you are done with the fueling and with the passengers and with the cargo and the boarding is complete. Then you just come over here on this page and you enter this information. So you have to enter the zero fuel weight and the zero fuel weight center of gravity and the block fuel. If you click this button, this will be automatically picked up because right now the fueling is complete, everything is done. So if you click it again, it will be inserted. Just remember this thing, that in the Airbus MCDUs, anything appearing like this in these boxes and with this color orange, yeah, you have to fill this. It's required. So again, click block, not allowed. Oh, you have to enter it manually. So let's check what is the block fuel. And the fuel is 7.2 tons or 7,200 kilograms. So let's enter 7.2 over here. That's it. Now it will automatically do the calculation for the fuel. You have to enter the trip wind over here. So let's go to the EFB. Let's go to the operational flight plan. Right now you can see average wind. The speed is there, 38 knots. So just enter it over there. 38. And it's tailwind, 38. And now the performance. So this is where you do all the takeoff performance calculation. Now over here on this page, in the EFB, you have to basically fill this information, get this data from the operational flight plan from Simbrief. So now on this page, you have the runway heading, and all the information for the weather. It's there, and runway slope, it's 0. Everything is good. CG position standard, just keep it like this. And configuration optimum, always select this option because then it will select the optimum flaps for the takeoff. And thrust is flex. Now anti-ice is off because I'm not flying in the icing condition, and PAX, which is air conditioning, it will be on. Now the flaps provide lift during the takeoff, but they also provide drag. So you have to go with the optimum settings. Thrust is actually this is flex. You give a false temperature to the flight management guidance system just to tell the system that it's really hot outside, and that's how the thrust is set. So it's a reduced thrust takeoff. You can, if you have got a longer runway, then you can use most of it in order to take off, in order to put less stress on the engines. So that's why this is used. But it doesn't work. You can see the V1, VR, and V2. It's broken, this thing. So unfortunately, you cannot use this. And for this, you have to get this takeoff performance from the Simbrief. So I can do it over here, or let's do it over here. I actually have, this is the EFB of the Microsoft Flight Simulator. You can get it by pressing tab on your keyboard, and you can also get it from here. Now for the Simbrief, if you have the Simbrief login, you can install this Simbrief dispatch system. I have a video on my channel. You can just go and watch that video, and you can install this Simbrief. That was a good one. Simbrief dispatch system for this plane. Actually, it's too late. I'm up since 6 in the morning. I went to the office, like 9 hours of office, and it's right now 9 o'clock. So kindly excuse me for that. And tomorrow is Friday, Saturday, so it's off. I have a weekend. Anyhow, I can go to this option, and then I can go to this option performance. You also have the performance over there in the Simbrief, and populate from the last flight. Now over here you will see it has picked up all the information automatically. Populate weather and calculate, and that's it. Now you can see V1, VR, and V2 is there, and the flaps set to 1, flex is 1, and this is the assumed temperature 65. So V1 is actually a speed. Now this is your decision speed, whether to take off or not. So before the speed you can decide whether to abort the takeoff or not, but after the speed you have to take off, because then you will run short of the runway and it's going to be a disaster. This is the speed at which you rotate. You take this plane up in the air, you take off, and V2 is the speed the plane tries to achieve in case of one engine failure. So you have to reach the speed as early as possible. So in case of an engine failure, then you have a stable flight, you can just come back and land again. So let's enter V1, VR, and V2. So it's 165, and VR is 165, and V2 is 166. Flaps. So flaps are set to 1. Now this is THS. This is actually left blank in this plane. This is trimmable horizontal stabilizer. If I just show you, this is actually the horizontal stabilizer. It's not working, obviously. The plane is off and the hydraulic systems are not working, so that's why it's like this. So this actually is set during the takeoff in order to give additional lift to the plane, whether to pitch up or down. So you get this THS based on the gross weight center of gravity of this plane. So right now, even in this calculator, there is no information shown over here. So you can just keep it blank. You can leave it like this. Otherwise, if you are using the Enables Airbus A350 or the Flybywire Airbus A380, then it's automatically calculated. But right now for this plane, just keep it like this, and once we have a proper takeoff performance calculator, then we will be able to do it. Now flex to temp was 65 degrees, so let's enter it over here, and that's it. Now you can see the thrust reduction altitude is 3000 because let me just show you. Riyadh is already, I haven't adjusted the altimeter for press comma. Now we get the current readings. It's 2000 feet above the sea level, so that's why if you add 1000 to it, it's almost like 3010. And this is the engine out and acceleration altitude. It's there, and that's it. So everything is good now. So this is how you configure the EFB and the MCDU of this plane. Hopefully this was a useful video for you, and now you will be able to configure this plane for the flight. I will be uploading more videos in which I will show you how to start this plane from the cold and dark state, and then how to take this plane up in the air, flight it on autopilot, and how to perform an ILS approach and landing. If you have got any questions, you can ask me in the comment section, or if you want to add anything to this video, the comment section is there for you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I keep on uploading videos. You will get the updates, and just need some good support from you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day. Hope to see you soon.